So, for the Indiana Fever, there is one player that I would say is the most important, like like player on the peripheral of the team, and it's Temi Fagbenle. This team needs Temi because she is a vet that acts like a vet. And I'm not going to lie. Look, Erica Wheeler is also a vet that acts like a vet. As much as I'll criticize Erica Wheeler's on-court play, Erica Wheeler is a legit vet. The difference is that Temi's on-court play is pretty decent too. So, before we get on to it though, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're at 14.6k and we are trying so hard to get the 15k. Like, look, we're not going to do it by the end of tonight, but if we somehow could by the end of tonight, that would be insane. The goal was 10k by the end of this month. If we could somehow ridiculously get to that by the end of the day, that would be, or 15k by the end of this month, that would be absolutely incredible. But if you saw the game today, like Temi was in double figures. So in the plus minus, yeah, Temi was minus 11. She had the lowest plus minus 11. But it was just because of the time she was on the floor. If you watch that game, she had 10 points, some really timely buckets. Yeah, the team might have gone on like a big run against them when she was on the floor. Again, none of it was caused by her. I thought she did a pretty good job on Brittany Griner at times. And then when she was on, like, she got a couple of buckets to stop the run. And she runs the floor. Like, Temi runs the floor. So she is a perfect complementary piece. Like, when I'm talking about the team that the Fever really need to build, she's the type of player they need. So she'll play defense, she will rebound, and she'll run. Like, if you do those three things, you're going to be extremely successful playing with Caitlin Clark. Like, it is what it is. Like, you are going to be extremely successful playing with Caitlin Clark if you rebound, run, and play defense. And that's what she does really well. As well as that, she's a vet. She's a vet. For anyone saying, oh, this team doesn't like Caitlin Clark, like, first of all, Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark are friends. They've been friends since they were on Team USA. They were so excited to play with each other. And they're finally... Look, Aaliyah Boston's finally starting to realize, I'm going to get me 17 plus points a game. I'm going to average more than last year, and I don't even need to work as hard as I did last year, because Caitlin's just going to get the ball to me for layups. Then you've got Temi Fagbenle, who is, no matter what happens, she is the old head. She's the vet on this team. She was the vet on a team, on a really damn good London Lions team. Like, yeah, not WNBA level, but a team with Carly Samuelson, a team with Megan Gustafson, herself, and Holly Winterburn is as good as you're going to get outside the WNBA. And then you've got, obviously, Caitlin Clark, the young rookie. And even in this scenario right here, like, a lot of people, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this, but obviously this was Sophie Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham threw a blind elbow and walked away. But you can see Kat Copper, Erica Wheeler going at each other, the 40s going at each other, and then a few of them just kind of standing on the outside. Ironically, the person who started the whole fight isn't there in Sophie Cunningham. But a lot of people are going mad about that situation, being like, Caitlin Clark's not there for her teammates. She doesn't need, like, those teammates don't need help. Erica Wheeler and Temi Fagbenle don't need any help. Like, the worst thing that can happen is Caitlin Clark getting chucked from a game. The reason is that people talk about enforcers. Like, Michael Jordan didn't have to protect Charles Oakley. Michael Jordan wasn't the one getting in people's grills. It was Charles Oakley. These are players. The reason why they were saying to get a player to be an enforcer for Caitlin Clark is she's 5 foot or 6 foot tall, weighs about 150 pounds, if even, and isn't going to be strong enough. Look, if somebody wants to fight Caitlin Clark, she's not winning that. No one's messing with Temi Fagbenle. That's for sure. No one's messing with her. Erica Wheeler getting in people's faces. Yeah, that's what the vets are for. That's what the vets are for. That's what people want an enforcer for. To get Caitlin Clark out of that situation. If she's there, everyone would go mad about Caitlin Clark walking away. Yeah, you don't want your star player involved in what could become a brawl. If that becomes a brawl, we've seen it with Phoenix. We saw it with Phoenix when Steve Nash got hip checked and Amari Stoudemire and Boris Dio got off the bench and they got banned for the next game. No. Let your role players, let the Charles Oakleys of the world, when people are wanting Angel McCautry there to be an enforcer, people were asking for a Liz Cambage, like, no, Temi can be that enforcer. Temi's going to be the enforcer. She's going to be the runner. She is going to be everything that a Caitlin Clark would want to play with. She's going to help this team out so much, and you can just see the energy of the team, how different it is with her on the floor. Like, this is a team where I think this team really likes each other. Like, you can tell with everything off the floor. They really like each other. But with young teams, especially losing young teams, it's very easy to get down. It's very easy to get down yourselves, especially when you're just used to being perennial losers. all the winners, people are winners in college. When winning does not become a habit, it's very easy to get down on yourself. And at times like this on young teams need vets. It's the reason why the Pistons have sucked for so long. You talk about, like, everybody talks about how OKC, even though they were tanking, a big reason why they were so good, they've been so good now, is because of the likes of Lou Dort and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got to play with Chris Paul. And now, like, they learned so much from CP3. And now it's rushing off on the rest of the team. This is the type of player that this team needs. I've said they need to go out of their way to get Nneka Nwumeke, and I agree with that because Nneka is quite a bit better as a player than Temi Fagbenle. But the team needs vets. You can't just put a bunch of young players out there and hope for the best. They need high-quality vets, and that's what Temi is. Temi is an extremely high-quality vet off the bench. Like, obviously, you're not going to give her a max contract. She's, what, early 30s? But you do whatever you can to keep her next year. If you can get one, heck, even if, like, with the fact that Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are going to mature, if you can even just get just that one player, they're going to be insane. And the leadership of Temi Fagbenle, like, everyone going to be talking about, oh, the leadership of Caitlin Clark's not a leader, X, Y, and Z players aren't leaders, Aaliyah Boston's probably not a leader either. But at the same time, like, what 22-year-old is expected to come into the team and be the leader of them? Like, even with LeBron James when he came in, a lot of people were talking about he wasn't the greatest leader in Cleveland. Like, they didn't really get in somebody, an all-star level vet. Like, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, you could argue at times, was the leader of that team. When Luka Doncic came in, Luka Doncic played under under Dirk for a year, with Dirk still there. So all of these players, rookies, if you have a really good rookie, you want the vet for them to play under or play with or to learn from. And while maybe a Caitlin Clark isn't going to learn anything on the court from these players, she's going to learn what it's like to be a pro. And Temi Fagbenle is the perfect player for that. She's been a pro everywhere. She's played in England. She's played in her home country. She's been in the WNBA. She's been out of the WNBA. She played in the Olympics when she was, I think, she was either a teenager or 20. So she's had this basketball career. As well as that, she knows exactly what needed to be done. She knows what it takes to win. She's a winner. She's won the Euro Cup this year. And she knows exactly how to play in order to maximize not only Caitlin Clark's ability, she knows that if I run, I'm getting my scores too. She's someone that's only just back in the league, and she knows that for the next, after what she's done this season, she's there for years. As long as her legs work and she can run up and down the floor, she's got a spot in that league, and she knows it. So there's a reason why I call her Caitlin Clark's best teammate. Not that she's the best player. Not that she is the best player on this team other than Caitlin Clark, because I think on any given day, Aaliyah Boston or Caitlin Clark can be their best player. I think Kelsey Mitchell is a gunner, and gunners can have good and bad games. I'll talk a little bit about it later. Gunners can have a good or bad half. I don't know about the importance of a gunner to a winning team, but that's what Kelsey Mitchell is. But at the end of the day, what a great performance, and this team looks so much better with Temi Fagbenle still on the floor.